My name is Daneli Rabanalez Hernandez, and I'm originally from Chiapas in Mexico. It's a southern border state, so it borders Guatemala. We left mostly because my dad realized that he needed more money to support our family. My brother was in need of physical therapy and all these different treatments, so we had some expensive bills to pay. We owed money on our house. And a lot of it, I think, when they had these two kids, my parents realized that they wanted us to have an education, and they realized that the United States was a place where we could obtain that and where we actually had a chance at a better life. We say it all the time, and I think maybe people think that that's cliche or it's cheesy, but that really is the reason we came, just to have a chance at a better life, not only for our immediate family, but even for our extended family as well. As you get older, you start, realizing, first of all, how much of a sacrifice it was for my parents to leave everything they knew behind and to come to an entirely new nation where they didn't really know the language or what the culture was like or all these differences, and they had to leave everything behind. It was so brave of them, I think, to do that. And they moved us to a place where it really has always felt like home. I've spent 15 years of my life in this little central Illinois town with a wonderful community and this big heart. I do remember, I was 5, I was very young, but I do remember the transition being very shocking. I, of course, had learned the alphabet and learned how to read in Spanish, or at least I was starting to learn how to read. So it was this very big shock of coming to a place where I could not communicate with very many people. I remember it being a struggle. Like, there are snippets of memories where I remember making a fool of myself because I didn't speak the language. And it's funny now, but I remember being so scared. I remember feeling alone at times, and I remember missing home and just wanting to go back and having my grandma hold me. And of course, I couldn't do that, but I think once I learned the language and I started figuring out, the different culture and figuring out that I couldn't always communicate with my classmates, but if I just put in some work and I just was patient with myself, I could eventually communicate in some way. And I think coming in so young did help because I was able to learn language very quickly. By the time I was in first grade, I was reading at a normal rate with everyone else. So I'm working at Shine.fm, the Christian radio ministry here, and I love working for Christian radio. I think it's a really good cause. I love being able to potentially encourage people and remind them that their lives are valuable and that they're valuable, and I love that God has put me here on this campus to do that, and also not only help, I hope, other people in their faith, but also growing in my faith and having this education that my family had always dreamed for me and that I dreamed for myself, but having it in an environment where Christ is the center of all that. I just love that, the way God put all the pieces together. Like, we came here for an education, but and for better opportunities and for a chance to help my family, but we found, I think, so much more than we expected. It's important to remember that immigrants are human, that we're not just a number, and we're not someone coming from Mexico to wreak havoc upon the United States. Most immigrants that you ask will state their motivation for being here as wanting to have a better life. And I mentioned that that's what we always say, but it's because that's what we have in common. Like, we came here because our countries, they couldn't provide that for us. And I think even though we were seeking those opportunities, a lot of us found more than just a place that could offer us something, but also a place that we could call home. This is my home now, and I know that for my family that's true as well. And there are people that I've met here that I can't imagine my life without anymore. They've helped me become who I am, or they've taught me new things, and now they're family, or now they're just such an important part of our lives that leaving them and leaving this home behind is just unimaginable at this point. Like, this has become our home. It's not just a place where we find opportunity, but it truly is home.